Hey, great morning, folks. Hey, this is Wesley Virgin here. Welcome to another Sunday Mindset message here. And I am your host, Wesley Virgin here. And the title of today's message is Your Interpretation of Failure. Okay? Write that down, please. My interpretation of failure. And listen here, folks. Your interpretation of failure will determine if you will succeed or fail for the rest of your life. Okay, I want you to really think about that. Your interpretation of failure, okay, how you perceive it, will determine if you will succeed in life, have everything that you want, or fail. Okay? So, hey guys, how are you? Great morning. Great morning, great afternoon, great morning, great morning. So that's the topic for today. I'm going to help you here. And listen, I'm going to attempt to do something I've never done before. I'm going to do something to you during this message here, which means is, how many of you have failure, or you battle with failing in life, in business, in relationships, anything in your life? And how many of you believe that failure is preventing you from becoming who you really want to be? So what I want to do here, what I'm going to attempt to do for you, I'm going to eliminate it. Okay? I'm going to eliminate all failure in your life on this phone. Some of you are on my podcast. Some of you are on my Instagram page here. I'm going to eliminate. And if I am able to do that, if I'm able to eliminate all the failure in your life right now, I want you to share this. I like this. And I want you to comment below how you felt when you made a decision that all failure doesn't exist in your life. I want you to comment below when you begin to realize that failure is nothing but a construct that can be eliminated at any given time, because it's all mental, okay? Which means it's not physical, it's not tangible, not nothing you can touch, but something that you can definitely control and manage. Is that cool? Is that a deal? Okay, I'm going to attempt to do that for you. And if you don't know who I am, I'm Wesley Virgin. I'm a young black man from Houston, Texas, self-made, multi-millionaire. I've made several millions of dollars over the past couple of years in the digital marketing space. I am a real estate investor as well. Travel the world speaking to millions and millions of people about what I do. And I don't motivate. I know some of you think I'm a motivational speaker. I'm not that. I'm an educator. I'm here to educate people. You can motivate people all day, but if you're a dummy, you just get a motivated dummy. I'm here to educate you. You have to learn. If you want to succeed, make more money, have a happier relationship, be able to manage oneself, you have to educate yourself. You have to learn. And the best way I've discovered to learn is to follow those who are living the life that I want to live. Okay? I learn from those people. I don't learn from Pookie and Ray Ray. I don't learn from the guys and girls at the bars. I'm not learning from my friends. I'm not learning from people in my college, my hometown. I'm not learning from my parents. Okay? I'm learning from those who have exemplified the life that I would like to live. Okay? And I urge you to do the same thing as well. So, I want you to think about something. Let's go ahead and get started here. I want you to think about something. You're listening? I want you to cut off all distractions for a second. Just really, really listen to me, because this is going to be a game changer for you. What would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? Think about it for a second. Before you answer, because I want you to comment below, like, what would you do? Because I know some of you think, anything, I would do everything. No, think for a second. What would you do, young man or young lady, as you're listening to me and listening to my voice on your phone? Like, what would you do if you knew for sure, a 100% guarantee that you couldn't fail? What would you do? Tell me. Comment below. If you knew failure was no longer a part of your life, if you knew that failure no longer existed, almost like it disappeared, never to be thought about again, well, what would you do? Tell me. Comment below. And what I would like you to do is tell me, what would you do specifically? Like, if you knew you couldn't fail, you could be a teenager in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. You could have a job right now. You could be in a marriage right now, in a relationship right now. You could be a Sunday fun day right now. But at this moment, you could be in your bed just listening to me and dreading to go to work tomorrow morning. But what would you do if you knew for sure, for a fact, that you couldn't fail? Comment below, please. And I'm looking at the comments here. And what I want you to do for this to work, like for me to eliminate all the fear from your mind right now, you got to be specific. I want you to be very specific on what you would do if you knew you couldn't fail. If you knew you couldn't mess up, if you knew you couldn't make any mistakes, anything that you do that's brand new that you've never done before. But if you had like this insurance, just this guarantee, like I want you to think about it, if it was a guarantee that you couldn't fail at all, that whatever you would do, if it was new, something that was hard, arduous, complicated, difficult, you would succeed greatly here. What would you do? Okay. What would you do? Somebody said open a business. Fry the markets. I would never worry again. Someone says failure doesn't exist for me. Go out on dates by myself more. I love the honesty, folks. You know what's the tough part when we have these talks? Because I like to be interactive, even though I can't see you. I know you can't see me looking at the dark screen, but I feel that I'm there with you, okay? And I want you to feel that way, that I'm there with you. It's always interesting to see the comments of the people that are honest or the people that are surface level. And some of you are surface level with your responses. And some of you are just deeper. Like the person Miss India allowed to say, I would go on dates more with myself. And that was powerful because, most of you won't say that. But I want you to go deeper. Now, I'm going to ask the question again. Now, listen, I'm going to ask you to trust me because I know some of you don't want to be public with your responses because, I don't know. I get it, man. People are just afraid of everything. They're afraid of people. They're afraid of what people may say. They're afraid to share their insecurities. But listen, your insecurities and your fear is the key or the doorway to your breakthrough. Okay? Your insecurities, your fear. It's almost like what you want to say, but you say, well, I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say something else. Well, I'm going to say I can do anything. Well, I'm going to say fear doesn't exist for me. What I want you to do, listen, trust me on this. I want you to write it again, and I want you to tell me, what would you really do if you knew at this moment, listening to my voice, that all the fear in your life disappeared, all the mistakes, anything, like everything. You had no failure in your life. That means the next thing you would do in your life, anything, driving a car for the first time, meeting a man, meeting a woman, it doesn't matter, that you knew it would work out perfectly. What would you do? I want you to tell me what you would really do. Okay? Think for a second. It's easy to be very surface level with this question here. But think, what would you really do if you knew you couldn't fail? Right? 3 things below. Go. 3 things. If you just knew you couldn't screw up, you knew you couldn't make a mistake, and you would just do it and it will work out perfectly. And I want you to feel that now. Write it below, please. Pay off my house, traveling. Find my soulmate. I will become financially free, happy, not stressed. Take my business international. I would travel. Fall in love, get married again. I would find my person. Become a billionaire. Heal my negative traumas. Now, I want you to pay attention to what everybody is commenting below. Like, look at what everybody is sharing below. And I want you to see collectively all what we are commenting below are our true, deeper intentions. I mean, some of you folks said some fascinating things. Some of you want to travel. Some of you want to go on more dates. Some of you want to find your soulmate, right? There's so many beautiful things that you guys are sharing right now. I'm excited because it's only this one thing that is holding you back. And that is your interpretation of failure. And what I want to do, just for the next 5 minutes, maybe 8 minutes, I want to slide into your mind and I want to reinterpret failure for you. Okay? Because I'm going to show you something. It's something that's very powerful. Like everything that you said that you want, that you just commented below, I'm going to give you permission to have it. As a matter of fact, I want everybody to write this down below. This is going to be transformational for a lot of you. I want you right now to come and say, you know what? Right now, I give myself permission to have what I want. Because you haven't did it. You just haven't given yourself permission to have it. And the reason why you haven't given yourself permission to have it, because you're dealing with the failure that may happen if you go after what you want. Kind of get amen. That was powerful. So if you never give yourself permission to be great, to travel the world, to be financially free, to have what you want, failure will always be an obstacle that you will perceive as stopping you from being the person that you want to be. Listen, this changed my life. I hope you guys realize that education is the doorway to breakthroughs, because when I began to educate myself more about failure and really understanding it, because it was easy for me to say, well, I don't want to fail. Well, I don't want to do this because I don't want to fail. I don't want to lose money. I don't want to lose friends. I don't want to lose this. I don't want to lose anything. I don't want to lose my job. What if everything happens? What if everything goes wrong? And I didn't realize that my misinterpretation of failure was keeping me not allowing myself and giving myself permission to be the man who I was destined to be. Comment below, please. I want you to write these words exactly. I now give myself permission to win. I give myself permission to succeed. I give myself permission to travel the world. I give myself permission to be financially free. I give myself permission to go on more dates. I give myself permission to find my soulmate. I give myself permission to be happier. I give myself permission to start the business now. I give myself permission to come out of this situation that I'm in that I know is toxic. I give myself permission to go to the gym. I give myself permission to be the healthier version of myself. Do it. Give yourself permission, folks. Now, see, I want you to really think about how it feels to give yourself permission to do these things. Now, how does it feel when you say, I give myself permission to do it? Now, since you've given yourself permission to be who you want to be, what's stopping you now? Comment below. Watch this. I'm going to show you something here. Everybody has just given themselves permission, correct? We've done it. All the men and women on here right now that's listening to my voice have given themselves permission to be wealthy, great, financially free, in love, happy, skinny, fine, muscular, whatever. You just gave yourself permission to travel the world, do what you want to do, buy the Birkin purses, buy the luxury cars, buy the dream homes, go into gated communities, put your child into the private schools. We just given ourselves permission to do it. So what's stopping you now? Comment below, please. Okay. What is holding you back now? Okay. I want you to go back for a second. You remember when you were a child, and you remember when you used to go to school and it was a field trip getting ready to take place, right? And we remember the field trips. How many of you remember the field trips? Give me a thumbs up or give me an amen, right? We remember those field trips. We was excited about a field trip, right? Because we wasn't going to be at school. We were going to the museum. We was going to the zoo, right? But what had to happen? Hello. Tell me, what did you have to do before you were allowed to go on the trip? You wanted to go on the trip. You even imagined going to the trip. You imagined going to the zoo. You imagined getting on that bus and going to this beautiful place with all your friends, not going to school, not going to class. You thought about it. But what was the one thing that you had to do? Listen here. What was the one thing that you had to do before you were allowed to go on the field trip? Exactly. You remember that little permission slip? Come on now. We know. Come on. I know they still have permission slips out there, right? How many of you know what a permission slip is? We all know this. Come on. I'm not the only person that went to school and dropped out. A permission slip. Okay? You had to take that permission slip back to your mama, your daddy, your granddaddy, your grandmama, somebody who was the authority figure in your life, and you had to get them to sign it. And without that signature, you are not going to be allowed to go to the zoo. You're not going to be allowed to hang out with your friends outside of school. You won't be allowed to go to the museum. That signature was the key for you to go on that field trip, ladies and gentlemen. All right? Because you was hoping that, hope mama let me go. Oh, man, I hope they sign it. Man, I really want to go. I don't know. I hope mom let me go. I mean, mom, can I go on the trip? Daddy, can I go on the trip? Please, I really want to go on this trip. Please. Well, listen up. The great thing about getting what you want out of life, when I asked you guys, I said, so what do you want? I said, what would you do if you couldn't fail? The only person that needs to sign that permission slip is you. Can you guys still hear me? The only person that needs to sign that permission slip is you, big head. You don't have to wait for Wesley Virgin to tell you, hey, you're going to be successful. It's going to work out. Don't worry. It's going to work out. You don't need a millionaire to tell you, hey, everything is working perfectly in your life. You don't need a motivational speaker on the internet, Les Brown, Tony Robbins, or whatever, to tell you, hey, man, everything's going to work out. Don't worry. You got this. You don't need your parents to validate what you're doing. Mom, you think I should do this? No. I mean, you don't need your daddy, your anybody. You don't need your friends. Hey, friend, do you think I should do this? I think it's a great idea. You don't need their permission. Okay? Because you're not a child anymore. You don't need to ask other people if you should do something. Because that's what a lot of you do. Whenever we want to start something new, whether that's get a new boyfriend, get a new girlfriend, get a new wife, get a new husband, get a new job, get a new business, get a new body. We're always asking our friend, hey, what do you think? Do you think I should, girl? I don't know. Should I get this relationship? Should I stay in here? I don't know. Should I get out this job? Should I stay here? Should I start a business? I'm kind of scared. Should I get in Forex? Should I start digital marketing with Wesley? I don't know. What should I do? Should I go to this gym or that gym or this trainer? Should I take this protein shake? Should I take this type of protein shake? What do you think I should do? I don't know. I want to make sure I get this thing right. You're asking for permission from the wrong people. Hello? You're asking for permission from the wrong people. The only person, see, I think what we forget is we're an adult now. You don't need no damn permission. The only permission that you need to give is from yourself. You can sign your permission slip to be successful. You can sign your permission slip to travel the world. You can sign your permission slip to be more confident, to be more resilient. You can sign your permission slip to separate yourself from the foolishness, from the masses. You can sign your permission slip to learn what you need to learn to become more. Hello? You can sign your permission slip to get out of that stupid relationship. You don't need a counselor. You don't need a doctor to tell you what you already know you need to do. Sign it. I want everybody to come at the word. Sign it. Because I want you to sign it today. I want you to sign the permission slip that has been holding you back from becoming the perfect version of yourself. Wealthy, financially free, beautiful, great, fit, healthy, powerful, admirable, resilient, formidable, courageous. Come at the word. Sign it. Sign it right now. Failure is nothing but a construct of the mind. Failure is not physical, ladies and gentlemen. Failure is not a thing. Failure is a process of thinking. Many of you think failure is holding you back. No, you are holding you back. Why? Because you are creating the failure that you don't want to entertain. It's you. And it's because of how you're interpreting failure. See, I realized this in my later 20s because it took me a long time, folks, to get smart. You know, I was just dumb and stupid in my 20s. You know, I was just like a lot of you. You know, you hear all this stuff, but I wasn't applying it. I just wasn't doing it. And I realized that in actuality, I had to ask myself a question one day. I said, well, Wesley, well, how do you know that you're failing? Like, how do you know that you're failing? Is it because you're doing something and it didn't work out the way that you wanted to do? Does that mean that you failed? And I said, yes. I said, yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm trying to make more money. I'm in all these different companies. I'm reading all these freaking books. I mean, yeah, that's why. No, well, Wesley, did you fail when you were walking for the first time? And you fell down? Did you fail when you rode that bike and you fell down and you hurt your knee? When I said, no, well, I didn't fail. No. Did you fail when you was driving a car and you didn't drive it well the first couple of weeks? Were you a failure? I said, no, I was learning. I said, oh. Now I'm having a conversation with myself now, right? I said, oh. I was like, oh. Like I had to use one of my speeches for myself at that time, right? And I was like, oh, yeah, you're right. I didn't call myself a failure when I was walking, I fell down. I didn't call myself a failure when I was riding a bike and fell down. I didn't call myself a failure when I was driving a car and I had an accident. And when I didn't know how to drive properly. Wesley, were you a failure when you were playing video games and you didn't win the video game? Were you a failure? I said, no. Let me ask you guys a question. You know, I know all of you play little games on your little stupid phone there, right? Non-productive, right? How many of you, when you play your little game on your phone, whatever you play on your phone, and when you lose, do you call yourself a failure? You say, oh my God, I'm a failure. I lost this game, bejeweled. My God, I suck. I'm such a failure. Do you do that when you play solitaire and spades on your phone and all these weird games on your phone. Do you call yourself a failure after you lose? No, you don't. So why do you call yourself a failure when you go through a divorce? Why do you call yourself a failure when the person in your life stopped loving you? It's toxic. Why do you call yourself a failure when the business doesn't go the way that you want it to go? Why do you call yourself a failure when you're dealing with so many problems at the same time you're trying to succeed? Okay? Why? Something to think about, right? See, what you're learning is tonight or this morning is your interpretation of failure has caused you to fail more. So we have a new interpretation of failure. Okay? We have a new interpretation of failure. Let me give you my interpretation. Listen, I don't fail. Let me say it again. Listen to my voice. I don't fail. Never. People may say I failed. People may say I screwed up, but I don't fail. Never. Why? Because I can determine what failure is for me. Just because I invest some money in a company or in a business, and if I don't get any return on investment the next week, the next day, or the next year, it doesn't mean that's a failure. Because when I asked you that question, I said, well, how do you know that you failed? See, you only know, listen, check this out. You only know that you failed at something if you make the decision that you have failed at something. Isn't that crazy? That's how you know. You only fail in a marriage. You only fail in a relationship. You only fail at a job, at a business, okay? A new opportunity. Only if you just tell yourself, ow, okay, you know what? I'm a failure. I failed. Does that make sense? Like, you have to call yourself a failure before the failing process can begin. It doesn't matter if other people are calling you failures, well, all that means is that you're listening to other people. Okay? I want you to write this down. I don't fail. I win. Go ahead. Write that down below. I don't fail. I win. And I know it sounds so simplistic here, but imagine if I was able to embed that deeply into your mind, that every time that you wake up, anytime that you do anything in your life, you begin to think, I don't fail, I win. Think about it for a second. Every time that you open your eyes in the morning, you begin to think, I don't fail, I win. Even when you go to the toilet, when you go to the shower, when you're washing your body, when you feel the water going down your body, you believe, I don't fail, I win. Just imagine if you would just walk around to your job, getting in your car, talking to your daughter, talking to your son, you will begin to think about, I don't fail, I win. Just think about anything that you do when you got to pay bills, when you go to work, when you make money consistently. You begin to think unconsciously in your mind that I don't fail, I win. Just remember, whenever you're doing something, making calls, making sales calls, setter calls, anything that you're doing in your life to be able to produce more money, it's just a little voice in the back of your mind that says, I don't fail, I win. I don't fail, I win. Imagine if you had that voice right now embedded into the back of your mind that consistently said, I don't fail, I win. I don't fail, I win. I don't fail, I win. You're going to notice that you're going to start repeating that with me. I don't fail, I win. Oh, I don't fail, I win. Duh. I don't fail, I win. Of course, I don't fail. Okay, I get it now. Like, I've been calling myself failure for so long. I failed it. No, I don't even fail. I win. Are you getting it now, ladies and gentlemen? You had a misinterpretation of the word failure because you've never been taught what failure really was. And now you just realize that you don't even fail. Oh my God. You just win. That's all you do. You don't even fail. There's no sense to even consider failure because you always win. You get it? Like everything that you do, everything that you want to do, you just win at it. That's it. Because that's just who you are as a person. That's who you are as a woman. That's who you are as a man. You just win at everything that you do. In your relationships, your business, your job, your relationships with people, your relationships with your children. You always win. There's always a positive outcome to what you are doing now. Does that make sense? You get it? Comment below. You get it if you get it. Okay? All right, how do you feel? Don't you feel that now that you win, you just have to give yourself permission to win? I know it sounds so simplistic, but that's what the secret sauce is. Giving yourself permission to win and not fail. Not speaking the word failure any longer. Okay? Like, basically, look, taking failure out of your vocabulary. They should take it out of the dictionary as well. Never to be seen again. So that means everything in your life that you thought was a failing moment was a winning moment. You get it? Think about it. You're going to find it's going to be very difficult for you to think about failures in your life. Why? Because, hello, you don't fail. You win. That means everything that you've labeled as a failure in your life is now a winning moment. You get it? Everything. Everything that you've said, oh, I failed at this, I failed at this. Now, since you're more intelligent now, okay, tonight, right now, this morning, that's a winning moment. All your failures were winning moments. You just wasn't taught that. You get it? Big head? They just never taught you that. Okay? You just never been taught that failing means winning. That's all it means. Okay? So now, when you feel that something's not working out, you know that you're winning. You get it? When you're trying to make money, not making money, that means you're winning. When you're investing money in yourself and in your business over and over again, and you're not getting the outcome, that means that you're winning. You get it? It doesn't mean that you're failing. It doesn't mean that it's not working. You're winning. Why? Because you don't fail. You get it? Like you don't even fail. Are you with me here? Let me go deeper. Say, Wesley, go deeper here. I want to get a deeper understanding of this, Mr. Virgin. Say, go deeper, Wes. Deeper. Okay. Are there some things that you would never, ever do in your life? Now, it's going to be a little extreme, but I'm pretty sure none of you will ever rape a person. I'm pretty sure none of you will ever molest anyone, correct? That's horrific. That type of behavior is not of you. You will never even consider that, correct? You would never even think about raping or molesting anyone. Am I right or right? Comment below. Never. It would never cross your mind. You don't know how, it don't matter how hard life is. It don't matter what happens in your life. You would never, ever do those two things. Am I correct? Ever. Consider that. Okay? Exactly. And my question is why? Why wouldn't you ever consider doing those two things? Can you comment below for me, please? So it's important to know why, because many of you feel strongly like, fuck, I'll never do that shit. I'll never do that in my life. Right? So tell me why. Why wouldn't you never do those two things, those two words I just said? I'm not going to say it again, but tell me why you would never, ever consider doing that. That would never be a part of you, of who you stand for. Comment below. And see, I want you to look at the comments below, because I want you to notice how you feel about those two things. Okay? And watch what people say and why they would never. It's important to know why. You can't just say, oh, yeah, I never do that. Why? And I want you to notice the emotion that takes place in your body when you think about that shit. When you think about those two things that I just said, you know, I would never do it, because some of you have experienced it before. Or some of you know somebody who have experienced it. So tell me why you would never, ever consider it. Tell me. Why would you ever consider those two things ever? Ever. It doesn't matter how poor you are. It doesn't matter what position you are in life. It doesn't matter, but you would never, ever do it. Tell me. Comment below. You see that? How many of you feel strongly emotional against what I just said? Those two things. Like, you just don't feel strongly about it. You feel emotionally strong about it. When I said those two words, boom, immediately emotion start up in your body, right? You start, oh, fuck that. I never do that. Hell no. Hell no. I'll kill somebody. I'll do it to my, if they do it to my child, I'll kill them, right? I want you to notice that emotion. See, you notice you just didn't think about it. You felt something about that. Well, imagine if you felt that way about failure. You got to feel the same way. Like, I never fucking fail. You crazy? I never fail. I ain't no failure. That's not even part of my vocabulary. Failure? That's for losers. I don't fail at nothing. Hell no. There'll never be a part of me. Failing? No, I get what I want. See? I want you to associate that rage and that anger toward failure. Failure should be a curse word. Failure should be a nasty word. Okay? Just like rape and molestation is. It's in that same group. That's failure. It should be disgusting. Are you with me? Ever. Why? Because you don't fail, you win. You don't even want to communicate that word because it's disgusting. Just like raping, just like molestation. It's disgusting. Rape, molestation, and failure are in the same category. We don't talk about it. We don't entertain it because it's not who we are. Does that make sense? Okay? We don't even think about it. We don't even care about it. If we think about it, it pisses us off. Because it makes you want to do something. See, if you know anybody in your family that's been molested and raped, it makes you want to do something, right? Make you want to hurt somebody. It makes you want to take action, correct? Same thing with failure. Whenever you think about it, it makes you want to do something. It makes you want to take action. Like, take ferocious action. Okay? How many of you had a breakthrough this morning? Comment the word amen if you had a breakthrough this morning. It's done. You now just realize you'll never fail another game in your life. You're only going to win. You'll see it. You'll see it tomorrow. You're going to win. The next day, you're going to win. Every day of your life, everything that you do, you're going to win. You're going to see it. It's going to happen. It's already happening. Have already properly conditioned your mind for it. It's already done. If you had a breakthrough, come to the word amen below. If you had a breakthrough, you felt the breakthrough. You could tell a switch in your mind. Anytime you think about the word failure, immediately you think about the words rape. You think about molestation. You think about the most horrific events that take place on the planet, and you don't want nothing of it. Failure would not even be a word that comes out of your mouth. You won't even think about it. You won't even care. And if you do think about failure, it's going to propel you into massive fucking action. If you had a breakthrough, come with the word amen, please. You have now given yourself permission to be who you want to be. And it's done. You'll see it. This week is going to be a phenomenal week for you. Can I get an amen, please? Listen, hello, come here. Listen to me. Let me breathe in your ear for a second here. This week is going to be the best week of your life. I mean, profitable. This week is going to be transformational for you. This week, you're going to do things you've never done before. This week, you're going to take risks that you've never taken before. This week, you're going to do things. You're going to have the faith that's going to be so ferocious, that's going to be so formidable, that's going to be so resilient. There's nothing that can stop you. You're going to do things you've never done before, but it's going to allow you to become the person that you know you are destined to be. Can I get an amen, please? The amen is not for me. The amen is for you as a confirmation that it is done right now. Share this video. Share this and like this to somebody else. Let them know that you've given yourself permission to be great. Permission to have whatever you want. Nothing is going to stop you. Why? Because you don't fail, you win. Thank you for sharing this out. If you got any value, share this now. Like this as well. Come back to this podcast. Come back to this video anytime you need it. You have now reinterpreted failure in your life. It's no longer existing. You only win. Everything that you do, you win. I love you. This is Wesley, $1 Billion Virgin. Much love, and let's go.